3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast. Today, brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
Today is July 3rd. Busy week. Busy week. I mean, it really is. Whenever about to tell you an event that happened today. And then, of course, we all know about the 4th of July, which you will talk about tomorrow. So today, on July 3rd, the bloodiest battle of the Civil War finally comes to an end. The Battle of Gettysburg. Where, do you know how many people died at the battle? I shouldn't say died. Killed, wounded, missing, captured. Casualties of war. Can you guess how many?
And I've been there. It's the most somber place I've ever been in my life. It's very depressing. 119,000.
Nope. Half that. 50,000 approximately.
Was that a ton? I just couldn't remember what it was.
Approximately 23,000 on the Union side and approximately 23,000 to 28,000, depending on where you look, on the Confederacy side. So casualties of war was pretty close. But
all over a pair of shoes.
This was the bloodiest battle of the entire war, and this was a major turning point in the Civil War. I think this is when the Confederacy finally... I think this is when doubt started to
This zapped them.
Yeah. Yep. So second is the Battle of Chickamauga, around 34,000 casualties. Third, one I had never heard of, Spotsylvania Courthouse, 30,000 people.
Can you imagine? You think about that.
Battle of Wilderness, 28,000. Battle of Antietam, 22,000. I'm
not a Civil War historian by any means. It's
right.
Never been something that I was interested in, really. The history is amazing of it. It's just not my. I just never was into that like I was the Revolutionary War. But to lose 50,000 Americans fighting each other, and then when you see all the shit on deal about how racist our country is, we fought to end racism, to end slavery. But to have that many people die, because I don't know what the population is of the country at the time, but I'm guessing that there probably wasn't 500,000 to 1 million people even fighting in that war.
Well, that's ChatGPT.
And you're talking about losing 50,000 people in that between both sides. That's got to be like 5 or 10% of the.
I wonder if I should type in what was the population of the United States and the Confederacy, or because was it? Dumb question. It wasn't the United States then, was it?
No, but yes, it was.
I mean, I just want to know what if I type in the United States, am I only going to get the Union?
Well, why don't you just curious, population of 1860. The U.S. population in 1860.
At the time of the Civil War, 31 million.
Lived in the U.S.
Yeah.
How many people signed up to fight? How many soldiers were on both sides? I'm guessing 1 million. I'll just say 10%, because half them was women and they weren't fighting. 1.5 million?
2 million on the Union side, and approximately 1 million on the Confederate
there was
side.
3 million people.
10% of the population.
3 million people, and they lost 50,000 people. So they lost 10% would be 300,000, 150,000 would be 2%.
Yeah.
They lost 2% of everybody
one battle.
In one battle.
Yep.
Now, if you look at it from the other side, though, the Union had 1 million people, and they lost 30,000 people that day, basically. So they lost 30,000, so they lost about 3% of their entire army.
Today was the third day of the Battle of Gettysburg. Confederate General Robert E. Lee makes his last attempt at breaking the Union's line and failed miserably. This was one of the most decisive battles in the American Civil War. In June 1863, following his masterful victory at the Battle of Chancellorsville, General Lee launched his second invasion of the Union in less than a year. He led his 75,000-man army of Northern Virginia across the Potomac River through Maryland and into Pennsylvania, seeking to win a major battle on Northern soil that would further disrupt the Union's war effort and induce Britain or France to intervene on the Confederacy's behalf. The 90,000-strong Army of the Potomac pursued the Confederates into Maryland, but its commander, General Joseph Hooker, was still stringing from his defeat at Chancellorsville and seemed reluctant to chase Lee further. Meanwhile, the Confederates divided their forces and investigated various targets such as Harrisburg, the capital of Pennsylvania. On July 1st, a Confederate division under General Harry Heth marched into Gettysburg, hoping to seize supplies, but finding instead 3 brigades of Union cavalry. Thus began the Battle of Gettysburg. Lee and Meade ordered their massive armies to converge on an impromptu battle site. The Union cavalrymen defiantly held the field against overwhelming numbers until the arrival of federal reinforcements. Later, the Confederates were reinforced, and by mid-afternoon, some 19,000 Federals faced 24,000 Confederates. Lee arrived to the battlefield soon afterwards and ordered a general advance that forced the Union line back to Cemetery Hill, just south of the town. This goes on, and I mean, like we've talked about, bloody battle. Just the barbarity of it all, and how behind the times we were medically, and I mean, no anesthesia. And
were we behind the times, or was that cutting edge?
Behind the times as to now.
Oh well, yeah, but I bet you there was a lot of things that was learned.
Yeah.
From the Civil War, but yeah, you see them sawing someone's leg off, and they got flies, and just it's terrible.
Dump a bottle of whiskey on it and hope that this does it. So very, very. I've never been to Gettysburg, but everybody I've talked to that has been there just talks about how solemn it is.
I've never been to Normandy. That's about the only place in France I would love to go see.
Yeah,
and I think that it would be a very somber place.
Yeah,
I've been to the Arlington Cemetery. And it was raining when I was there, so it kind of, you were worried about staying dry,
right?
And so I lost some of the emotions that would have fallen with it. Mm-hmm. But Gettysburg is probably the most tranquil, sad, depressing place I've ever been in my life.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a depressing place to think all the death there.
So it came to an end today. All right, my guy that was born today, he holds the record for the most consecutive $100 million grossing movies, a feat that was achieved during the period of 2012 to 2018. He is also
Johnny Depp.
He has also been awarded the U.S. Navy's highest civilian honor, the Distinguished Public Service Award, in recognition of his outstanding contributions to the military.
Tom Cruise.
It is.
Yeah.
It is Tom Cruise. Forbes ranked him as the world's most powerful celebrity in 2006. He was named People's Sexiest Man Alive in 1990, and he received the top honor of Most Beautiful People in 1997. Outside of his film career, he is also an advocate for the Church of Scientology. This dude, I tell you what, the man's 62 years old.
He looks like he's 40.
And he's doing all of his own stunts. They've got another Mission Impossible coming out, and I've seen
some the last one, though, right?
I have no clue.
I think this is it.
I haven't seen one since 1999.
I haven't either. So.
But I've seen like a lot of the workup around it. The guy's hanging off airplanes. He's riding motorcycles over canyons. I mean, the dude's a beast. Whether you agree with him or disagree with him in his personal life, he's taken very good care of himself. And doing his own stunts.
I think he's a forgotten actor. Nobody ever, when you say greatest actors out there, his name never comes up. Ever.
Yeah.
If you say who's the greatest action movie there, you don't think of Tom Cruise.
Right, and that's all he's done.
And he's a great. Well, he had some really good movies starting out, but that's all he does.
I don't think he's done any drama.
When's his last serious movie he did?
I can look it up. He had his breakthrough role in Risky Business in 1983. Then he has Top Gun.
What about All the Right Moves?
I don't think I've ever seen that. Color of Money, Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July. Let me get to his filmography.
It would have been his first or second movie. It was Jennifer Jason Leigh plays a football star trying to get out of the coal mines in Pennsylvania. It's a good show. Ed O'Neill's what's the guy that's named that's on Living with Children or Married with Children? Ed Harris.
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill is his coach in that game, I believe.
Oh, really?
I believe that's right. Or it's the guy that played actually coach in that show.
All right. Let's look this up. Yeah, he had Outsiders in 1983, Risky Business, All the Right Moves, 1983.
See who's in All the Right Moves besides him?
He played Steph.
He was a big stud.
Craig T. Nelson.
Craig Nelson, the guy that did play coach, was coaching that. Okay, yeah, that's a good. Have you never seen that movie? That's a really good movie.
Top Gun, The Color of Money, Cocktail, Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July. This is in order. Cocktail, Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July, Days of Thunder, Far and Away, which I've seen.
That's good with him and Nicole Kidman.
Him and Nicole Kidman.
That's a good show.
A Few Good Men, The Firm, Empire, Interview with the Vampire, Mission Impossible, Jerry Maguire, Eyes Wide Shut, Magnolia, Mission Impossible 2, which was probably the last Mission Impossible that I've seen. And then it kind of goes...
Name his first bad movie. Because he's not had a bad movie, I don't think, that I know of.
Minority Report, I didn't like it, but it was a big hit. Austin Powers, The Last Samurai, I didn't like that, but I think it did well. Collateral with Jamie Foxx was a very, very good movie. War of the Worlds, Mission Impossible 3, Lions for Lambs, I didn't watch that. Tropic Thunder he was in. He's very good in it. Valkyrie, Night and Day.
Valkyrie's a good show.
I don't think I saw that.
Very good show.
Another Mission Impossible. Then he starts doing the Jack Reacher stuff around 2012.
So basically, he doesn't make very many bad movies. Him and Denzel Washington are kind of the same.
American Made, he played Barry Seal. Mission Impossible, Top Gun, Mission Impossible, Mission Impossible. I mean,
the new Top Gun was almost as good as the first Top Gun.
I didn't watch it.
It's good.
I didn't watch it.
How'd you not see that?
I don't know.
It's a good show.
Doesn't really tickle my pickle.
Did you not like the first Top Gun?
It was fine for its time, but I just don't know that it's something I want to go revisit.
Top Gun 2 is very good. I was really surprised. Top Gun, the first Top Gun was amazing. That bar scene where they sing.
Yeah.
Meg Ryan, she's a cutie too.
He hasn't, I mean, look at, like, even from the start of his movie career, he didn't make many bad movies.
No. Risky Business was a good movie. All over a Fabergé egg.
Crazy. So anyway, yeah, he was born today. Now, my fella that died today, I don't know how I'm going to sneak this one past you either. Because he's really only known for 2 roles, but they're iconic.
Give me another hint then. Give me a try me.
Yeah, I don't. His early career was as a monologuist. Yeah, I mean, it's just...
I'm not even going to know who this guy is, probably.
Yeah, you will. He's known. These roles are iconic, the 2 that he did. It's Andy Griffith.
Well, yeah, you sure gave me a chance to guess there.
I mean, I just can't. Matlock and Andy Griffith. That's basically it.
No Time for Sergeant. You could have said that, but I'd have got that.
A Face in the Crowd.
Don't even know what that one is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You know why the Andy Griffith went off the air?
Why?
Because Barney Five left.
Oh, I can see that. I saw something. Basically, so there's two sides of the story. Don Knotts says he wanted more money and they weren't going to give it to him. The other side says Don Knotts wanted to pursue a film career, and that's why he left.
I've read both different deals, but it came over money and jealousy, and he wanted to do his own thing. You know, Don was slinging quite the meat out there in California too.
Don was?
Oh yeah, he was a big ladies man, which just shocks the shit out of me.
Good for Don.
But they said that Andy Griffith cried the last day.
I bet.
He said it just wasn't the same on set. He said, you know, everybody was getting older. Opie.
Yeah.
It was hard to be Opie Taylor no more when he was going to become Richie Cunningham. And just all that happened at one time. But that's a timeless show.
Yeah.
I think 50 years from now, people will still be watching Andy Griffith.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It is. And people that don't, you know, to not sit down, everybody knows what it is. As soon as the song comes on.
Yeah.
It's a great show. It's a shame America and I'm sure America wasn't as nice as it made it portrayed in that show.
Right.
But it sure made life in a small town seem so much better than what it is now.
Yeah. I've not seen this, but in 1986, they had a television film, Return to Mayberry, which featured Don Knotts. The two, they reunited. So came out with strong ratings. And then he goes on to have Matlock from 1986 to 1995.
And now there's a spinoff of it
Yeah, with
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates.
She's a great actress too.
Yeah. So anyway, he died July 3rd at the ripe age of 86. So he had a hell of a life. You know, he says he regrets smoking on camera. He said he feels like Andy Griffith smoking on camera led to other young people smoking. So
There's a lot of people smoked back then.
I know that, but
I played his role in a play in high school.
Kind of what he feels. He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from George W. Bush in 2005. On July 3rd, 2012, Griffin died at his Roanoke Island home in Manteo, North Carolina, from a heart attack that he had the day before. He was 86 years old. So evidently all that smoking didn't really hurt him. He did undergo a quadruple bypass in 2000.
Well, God bless you. Rest in soul. Rest in peace.
Yep. So good character. If you haven't watched Andy Griffith, which I don't know many people that haven't, but it's a very good show. Timeless, like Jeff said. And if I'm ever in a pinch, can't find anything to watch, that's what I turn on. It's a good show. I only watch the ones that are black and white, though. Whenever it turns to color, I'm out. Got to be black and white. All right. We love you. Bye. Have a happy 4th of July tomorrow.
Hug someone. Tell me you love them. Bye.